Welcome to Science Era. In this video, we're going to look at multiple choice questions from chapter number 4, Skin and Body Membranes. Question number 1. Select the one false statement about mucous and serous membrane. Number A. Epithelial type is the same in all serous membrane, but there are different epithelial types in different mucous membranes. B. Serous membrane lined closed body cavities, whereas mucous membrane line body cavities open to the outside. C. Serous membrane always produce serous fluid and mucous membrane always secrete mucus. And D. Both membranes contain an epithelium plus a layer of loose connective tissue. The answer is C. Serous membrane always produce serous fluid and mucous membrane always secrete mucus. Number serous membrane A. Line the mouth. B. Have parietal and visceral layer. C. Consist of epidermis and dermis. D. Have connective tissue layer called lamina propria. Or E. Secrete lubricating fluid. In this example, we can choose more than one answer. So, in the number 2, the answer is B and E. Serous membrane have parietal and visceral layers and they secrete a lubricating fluid. Number 3. Which is not a component of sweat? Water, sodium chloride, sebum, ammonia or vitamin D? Sebum and vitamin D are not the component of sweat. Number which structure is associated with a hair? Shaft, cortex, matrix, cuticle or lunule? The answer is E. Number 5. In investigating the cause of thinning hair, which of the following questions need to be asked? A. Is the diet deficient in protein? B. Is the person taking mega dose of vitamin C? C. Has the person been exposed to excessive radiation? Or D. Has the person recently suffered severe emotional trauma? In this question also we can choose more than one answer. The answer for this is A, C and D. Three questions we're going to ask. Is the diet deficient in protein? Has the person been exposed to excessive radiation? Has the person recently suffered severe emotional trauma? Number 6. Which structure is not associated with a nail? Nail bed, lunule, nail folds or nail follicles? The answer is D, nail follicles. Number 7. Which of the following is not associated with production of perspiration? A. Sweat gland, B. Sweat pores, C. Erector pili, D. Eccrine gland or E. Apocrine gland? The answer is C. Erector pili. Number 8. Which of the following is not a skin structure? Nerve fiber, hair papilla, hair or nail? The answer is A. Nerve fiber. Number 9. Match the structure on the right with the function listed on the left. So, number 1 is protection from ultraviolet radiation. Melanocytes protect us from the ultraviolet radiation. Number 2, insulation, energy storage. Hypodermis act as insulation and stores energy. Waterproofing and preventing water loss. Stratum corneum is the water preventing and prevent water loss. Temperature regulation. Dermal blood supply regulate our temperature. Excretion of water, urea and salt. Eccrine sweat gland excrete water, urea and salt. produce the patterns for the fingerprint. Papillary layers of the dermis produce the pattern for the fingerprints. Number 10. The papillary layer of the dermis is most closely associated with which layer of the epidermis? Stratum spinosum, stratum corneum, stratum granulosum, or stratum basal? The answer is D, stratum basal. Number 11. Langerhans cells are commonly found in stratum spinosum, stratum corneum, stratum granulosum, or stratum basal. The answer is A, stratum spinosum. Number 12. The papillary and reticular layer of the epidermis are composed mainly of A. melanocytes, B. keratin, C. connective tissue, or D. adipose tissue. Answer is C. connective tissue. Number 13. Collagen lends to the skin A. elasticity, B. structure, C. color, or D. UV protection. Answer is B. structure. Question 14. Which of the following is not a function of hypodermis? A. Protect underlying organs. B. Help maintain body temperature. C. Source of the blood vessels in epidermis. Or D. A site of a long-term energy storage. Answer is C. Source of blood vessel in epidermis is not the function of hypodermis. Number 15. In response to stimuli from sympathetic nervous system, the erector pili A are glands on the skin surface, B can lead to excessive sweating, C are responsible for goosebumps, or D secrete sebum. Answer is C. Erector pili are responsible for the goosebumps. Number 16. The hair matrix contain A. Hair follicle, B. Hair shaft, C. Glassy membrane, or D. A layer of basal cells. Answer is a layer of basal cells. Number 17. Eccrine sweat gland A are present on hair, B are present in skin throughout the body and produce watery sweat, C produce sebum, or D act as moisturizer. Answer is B. Eccrine sweat glands are present in skin throughout the body and produce watery sweat. Number 18. Sebaceous gland are a type of sweat gland, B are associated with hair follicles, C may function in response to touch, or D release a watery solution of salt in metabolic paste. Sebaceous gland are associated with hair follicles. Number 19. Similar to the hair, nails grow continuously throughout our lives. Which of the following furthest from the nail growth center? A. Nail bed, B. Hyponychium, C. Nail root, or D. Eponychium. The answer is B. In humans, exposure of skin to sunlight is required for A. Vitamin D synthesis, B. Arteriole constriction, C. Folate production, or D. Thermoregulation. Answer is A. Vitamin D synthesis. Number 21. One of the function of integumentary system is protection. Which of the following does not directly contribute to that function? A. Stratum lucidum, D. Desmosomes, C. Folic acid synthesis, or D. Merkel cells. Answer is C. Folic acid synthesis. Number D. An individual using a sharp knife noticed a small amount of blood where he just cut himself. Which of the following layers of skin did he have to cut into in order to bleed? Stratum corneum, stratum basal, papillary dermis, or stratum granulosum? Answer is C. Papillary dermis. As you are walking down the beach, you see a dead, dry, shriveled up fish. Which layer of your epidermis keeps you from drying out? Stratum corneum, stratum basal, stratum spinosum, or stratum granulosum? Answer is A. Stratum corneum. Number 14. 24. If you cut yourself and bacteria enter the wound, which of the following cell would help get rid of bacteria? A. Merkel cells, B. Keratinocytes, C. Langerhans cells, or D. Melanocytes? Answer is C. Langerhans cells. Number 25. In general, skin cancer A are easily treatable and not major concern. B occurs due to poor hygiene. C can be reduced by limiting exposure to sun, or D affect only epidermis. Answer is C. It can be reduced by limiting exposure to sun. Number 26. Bed sores A can be treated with topical moisturizer. B can result from deep massage. C are preventable by eliminating pressure points. Or D are caused by dry skin. Bed sores are preventable by eliminating pressure points. The answer is C. Number 27. An individual has spent too much time in sunbathing. Not only is his skin painful to touch, but small blisters have appeared in the affected area. This indicates that he has damaged which layer of his skin? Epidermis only, hypodermis only, epidermis and hypodermis, or epidermis and dermis? Answer is D. Epidermis and dermis. Number 28, sorry. After a skin injury, the body initiates a wound healing response. The first step of this response is the formation of a blood clot to stop bleeding. Which of the following would be the next response? A. Increased production of melanin by melanocytes. B. Increased production of connective tissue. C. An increased pectinean corpuscles around the wound, or D. An increased activity in stratum lucidum? Answer is B. Increased production of connective tissue. Number 29. Squamous cell carcinoma are the second most common of skin cancers and are capable of metastatizing if not treated. This cancer affects which cell? A. Basal cells of stratum basal. B. Melanocytes of stratum basal. C. Keratinocytes of stratum spinosum, or D. Langerhans cells of stratum lucidum? Answer is C. This brings us to the end of this video. If you like my video, don't forget to subscribe for more. Thank you for watching.